Alright, welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We've come in late and you're gonna hate to miss me for some days, but I'm back fully charged, obviously taking to where you guys deserve it to be. And now we are talking about Mazraoui and the Ligt double bid rejected. United are really closing on a deal of these two because they obviously happen to be managed all under the same agency, and the agent is really one of those that is really handling this business. And guess what? It is really known to the world that business is business, and the rest is really going to be coming on as planned. Then Erik ten Hag had something to say about what he was told about Manchester United, and when he started his job, who really came up obviously putting a very huge shift into the mix. So guys, let's obviously get into the McClaren story also, and the rest is really gonna be an enjoyable day in there for you. So we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims will come back from the mosques, and let's obviously see how things really pan on in here for you. David Austin early morning today came out and told us that Manchester United have submitted an opening double offer to sign Matthijs Ligt and Mazraoui from Bayern Munich. The proposal was rejected. Talks are really ongoing. Now, as you see how things are really panning out right now, it really shows that Manchester United now want to close in a double deal for these two players. I've already told you that Matthijs Ligt is going to be a United player, but what is going to hit obviously hasten this deal has always been the injury of Noussair, because they now don't have another defender. Yet they need to start off a new season with a new central defender into the central defense. For Noussair, he's really going to be out for a long period of time. If at all you never knew, he's really going to be out for some long time, and 2 to 3 months he's really going to be out for, and Manchester United are really planning for that time. They would have going to take their time and obviously get in the likes of Manuel Ugarte, you understand, but they've going to hit obviously turn their heel, and they're really doing the needful to get in these two players because we need them badly. Aaron Wan-Bissaka will either be an Inter Milan player or West Ham player very soon. I tell you, he will be an Inter Milan player or he'll be an Inter Milan player or West Ham player very soon, and that really shows you exactly what it's really gonna take for Manchester United to get in Mazraoui. And the moment this double bid was put in, looks like United were really very optimistic that they're really having the money to do the needful. And remember, the price tags of these players are totally different. For Matthijs Ligt, 50 million euros is what Bayern is really calling in for. And then for the man called what's his name? Mazraoui, it's 15 million euros, meaning that 62 million euros should be the amount of money that United should obviously pay or really promise them to be paid to them to obviously get everything up and running. And now United went ahead to make a bid that is really less, and Bayern is like, however much we want to sell to also buy in players like I think is Jonathan Tah from Bayern Leverkusen. All you have let you know is simple: your bid is not going to be accepted. Remember, this is the second time Manchester United have gone ahead to obviously make a bid for a player called Ligt, and for Mazraoui it's the first time. And for the first time of Ligt, 35 million euros put down, and now United have gone ahead obviously coming through and really tell Bayern Munich, we want to obviously discuss a double deal. That's why a double bid was submitted for two players. Maybe they were independently submitted, but it was a double bid at once, and the bid was turned down by Bayern Munich. And David Austin, you know him very well. He's really one of those people that is really very knowledgeable when it comes to these things concerning players signing for other teams and obviously putting in the required shift all together into the mix. So that is exactly what is happening at the side of Manchester United and Bayern Munich. A bid has gone ahead to be turned down, and we are waiting to see how everything's going to be pan out. Now, they've told us that the offer being rejected has caused some bemusement in the camp of Ligt and Mazraoui, represented by the same agent, Rafaela Pimenta, based on their understanding of what it would require to get a deal over the line. So, when you look at Rafael Pimenta, you know, he's the agent, and obviously she has come out and obviously been talks with Manchester United, and they would have gone to get a little bit pissed because United had gone ahead to first agree personal terms with Matthijs de Ligt, but in no time they went ahead and spent the money to get in Noussair, you understand, and it never really sounded well for Matthijs de Ligt, but de Ligt was like, they are going to come in for me. They explained to him the situation that we need to obviously get this deal over the line. And now, because these players are represented by the same agent, and these players have come up to obviously find themselves in a position of really playing for the same team that is Bayern Munich, a lot has gone ahead to come to obviously put in a very huge boost to obviously put in this bid at once. And I think it was a proposal by the agent, and I think they went ahead to dance to it, and it was rejected. But all in all, I want to let you know that it's really going to be one of the best moments that you'll ever want to see United signing 2 players at once, meaning that the plan is now done and dusted. They want to bring in 2 players at once, you know, 2 players at once to do the medicals and really be put into the shift to become the best of the best into Manchester United. The right side is really lacking because if Bissaka leaves, you're going to be left with just one player who can play as a right back, that is Dalot. And the beauty of these 2, Dalot and Mazraoui, for they coming through, any of those can play well onto the left or right back of the pitch. That is it. And for Matthijs de Ligt, obviously the Noussair getting an injury that's going to keep him out for 2 to 3 months, that calls in for de Ligt to come in through and obviously be part of the plan for the club of Manchester United. So that is it coming in through from the man himself, known as David Austin, breaking the big story about these 2. But we anticipate that very soon Manchester United will obviously leave the club of will obviously go in back with a better bid to obviously bemuse the side of Bayern Munich to obviously get this deal done and dusted. Now, after that, McClaren has gone ahead to be announced as a new manager of Jamaica, and after him being announced as the manager of Jamaica, we've gone ahead obviously getting a very huge goal, and that goal has gone ahead obviously give us a very huge plan to see to it that everything of Manchester United goes on as planned. And as we are told that Van der Gaar and McClaren wanted to leave, obviously it's going to come to pass because Van der Gaar was the first to leave, and Erik ten Hag told us that Van der Gaar had plans of obviously becoming a first team manager, like a permanent coach at the club, like when he's the first team coach. And the same applies to McClaren. Feels like he wants to go obviously and do the needful there. And now he has come out and really had the following to say about the departure from Manchester United. And in his words, this is what he really had to say. I wish to say a huge thank you to everyone at Manchester United for their friendship, help and support during the past 2 years. I'm delighted to have played my part in helping Erik ten Hag drive 2 trophies to the club, and for my final game to have been our FA victory over Man City. For anyone who has the DNA of Manchester United, like Steve McClaren, who really once worked with Sir Alex Ferguson, beating Man City is always a very, very huge plus. That is it. Beating them is always a very, very, very huge plus. And I tell you, it will go down in history that a team called Manchester United went ahead to beat Man City in the second final. After losing to the first final, we went ahead to win the second one into the mix. That is the man himself, known as McClaren. Then later, Ten Hag had something to say about his departure. Oh, this is not Ten Hag. Ten Hag said something about the departure of this man. Right. What is what Ten Hag said? Ten Hag. All right. United came out and said that McClaren has stayed at Carrington after foot operation to work with international players returning from tournaments that will continue for a few days until the main squad return from US next week. So Obviously, after playing Liverpool on Sunday, we are going to be flying to Manchester United, and other players are going to return, Bruno Fernandes and very many others, to join the club, and we're waiting to see how that's going to happen. But that means Ruud van Nistelrooy and Rene coming in through was a good preparation prior to what we thought would be the best of the best into this. So thank you very much for watching through. And lastly, let's talk about Erik ten Hag and what he had to say about the club of Manchester United. A lot of people gave him negative advice when he started at this club, and I could have gone to projects with much better conditions, much better structures, but I chose Manchester United. It's my club. I want to take on this challenge. So he's like, a lot of people were like, do this, and don't go to Manchester United, especially Louis van Gaal. He was like, I'm meant to change this club of Manchester United and make it better, and that is what I'm supposed to be doing. So that is it, that Erik ten Hag based on to be at the club of Manchester United, and to show you that he was willing to obviously set the club of Manchester United, even when there were rumors of sacking him. The man was like, I'm going nowhere, I'm staying at Manchester United. Even when Bayern Munich knocked at his door, he was like, no, I'm going to be managing Manchester United. That is it, Erik ten Hag the man, and we hope to see the best of him at the club of Manchester United this summer transfer window under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Dave Bracewell, Joan Cloud, Omar Beradha, Dan Ashworth, Jason Willox, and Christopher Vivel. Ruud van Nistelrooy and Rene into the mix. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below, and tell us your thoughts about this story of Mazraoui and the Ligt double bid rejected by the side of Bayern Munich. What do you make about it? And what do you make about McClaren leaving? And lastly, the thoughts about the deal, of how Erik ten Hag proven to be that man to put in the required shift all together into the mix. So guys, that's what we had for you. Rock and David is my name. First video of the day. We are going to be returning very, very soon.